The brand new demon wedges are here. How y'all doing, guys? CJ here, and welcome back to another DNA video. Today we gotta talk about the brand new demon wedges that Duet Night Abyss has dropped. There are full details, images, and everything. And I gotta tell y'all, there are some very juicy details in these brand new demon wedges. There are some things you guys are really gonna like. There are others that you might not really like, and there are some that are causing a little bit of a controversy within the community. But we're gonna talk about all of that today. We're gonna break these down, and I'm gonna give y'all my personal opinion. Now, this is called the Wind Awakening Part 1 New Demon Wedge Overview, and they really went out of their way to show us what they're cooking. So let's go ahead and see. Here we go. New Demon Wedge Overview, Demon Wedges, and let's start talking about it. Kicking things off with Fenrir's Reaping Waltz, which is going to be a melee weapon demon wedge for dual blades. It's going to give you 50% crit damage, and is going to upgrade dual blade charge attack to combine the blades and hurl them forward, damaging enemies in their path, and deals double the damage from the standard attack. This is pretty interesting. Once again, until weapons get a little bit of love, we're not really going to be using things like this a little bit too much, but it's still pretty cool to get more wedges that changes the gameplay of the actual weapons. Okay, let's move on to the next one, and this is where things get really interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because personally, I gotta say, I'm super psyched about these particular demon wedges. These are going to be center slot demon wedges, and yes, we're getting them in purple and gold, which are going to be a massive improvement to our characters' builds. But they do have a little bit of a caveat, and these in particular are going to be Anemo demon wedges. They're only going to be usable on Anemo character, so do keep that in mind. And first off, we have Feather Serpent's Resolve, which is going to be pretty good. It's going to give you a tolerance cap of plus 30 and 12% resolve, and for the effect, the element effect activates only when at least 4 demon wedges align to the track that is shown right here, which is pretty damn massive, ladies and gentlemen. This is really good. It's going to make sure that your builds are very specific, but it is going to be pretty damn solid with that resolve boost, finally giving us an actual bonus to our stats. Let's move on over to the gold version. Once again, Feather Serpent's Resolve, and this one is going to be juicy. It's going to give you plus 55 tolerance cap and 22% resolve. This is massive. It has the same exact effect as the one previously, and you might be asking yourself, why are they giving us so much tolerance cap with these center slot demon wedges when currently in the game, most builds don't even need that much tolerance? Most builds right now, even at plus 10 demon wedges, you're still going to have leftover tolerance cap, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Nonetheless, the Feather Serpent's Resolve is actually quite interesting because it's going to change the way you build your characters. Not only because it's going to give you some nice resolve, but also because of the fact that it's only going to give you the buffs if a certain amount of demon wedges are aligned to a specific track type. So that's also something you got to keep in mind. Let's move on over to the next one, and that is going to be Feather Serpent's Eternity. Once again, another Anemo character demon wedge, and this one is going to be pretty much the same as the other one, but this one gives you skill duration and your tolerance cap of plus 30. And the effect, the element effect, activates only with at least 4 demon wedges aligned to this particular track slot type. Guys, this is going to be very interesting with the way we build our characters, and giving you that much skill duration is actually hella solid. And as you guys can see right here, we have the gold version of this. And there's one thing that I didn't mention as we were looking at this. I don't know if you guys see right here, the purple versions of these, right, are obtained from the Knock to Your manual, which is something we can go ahead and grind, but the golds are actually going to come from the secret letter shop. So get to grinding those secret letter clues, because you are going to be able to get these, and these are going to make a massive change on your Anemo character. So get to saving those letters, get to grinding them before the update drops so you can go ahead and get these. And there is so much more. We're going to be farming letters for the next couple of days until this 1.1 update drops. But once again right here, 66% skill duration, and it only affects you when 4 demon wedges are aligned to the track symbol that you guys see right here, which is massive. Okay, Now let's move on over from these particular demon wedges that are very, very interesting and talk about the next one. And then I'll give you guys my thoughts regarding some of the things that the community has been talking about ever since these got released. First off, we have Changeling's Resolve. Once again, another demon wedge for Anemo characters, and this one comes from the secret letter shop. So once again, we're gonna have to farm some secret letters, okay? Secret letter clues. Damage taken minus 30%, and the effect grants 22% resolve to self and allies when max sanity is greater than or equal to 300, which is pretty easy to achieve with the right demon wedges. But this is very, very good because it's not only going to give you the resolve, but it's going to give your allies, which makes this a very good demon wedge for support characters on Anemo teams. Overall, pretty damn good demon wedge, and the fact that it gives you that damage taken minus 30% is also pretty big because sometimes some of your supports be dying when you're doing theater. Fina, she just runs into the death. So something like this won't be able to be used by Fina, but some other characters like Truffle, like Daphne, and maybe future Anemo characters would take some very good advantage from demon wedges like this. And I'm sure in the future we'll get others that could apply to maybe Fina that is kind of, you know, crazy and runs into the death once we get this type of demon wedge in a Lumino version, okay? So that's actually pretty interesting. Let's move on down. We have Changeling's Volition, another Anemo demon wedge, once again from the secret letter shop, and this one is once again going to give you minus 30% damage taken, and the effect grants 88% skill damage when skill efficiency is greater than or equal to 130. This is very good. 88% skill damage is a massive, massive freaking boost. And I really think this is a very, very solid demon wedge. And it's going to be quite interesting to see where and how we end up applying this to some upcoming builds. Because you know these things are actually going to shake up the way we build some characters like Psyche and many others. And now, guys, this is where things get interesting. Because like I was telling y'all, you might be asking yourself, why are we getting such a massive tolerance cap increase with these, you know, center slot demon wedges? And this is exactly why. So here we have Siren's Wings Inspo Volition. Brand new Wings Inspo, baby. And these are actually insane. So first off, we have the demon wedge once again for an emo character. The tolerance cost of this is 45. That is a massive, massive tolerance cost. And it's gonna be kind of worth it because these things are insane. So first off, it's going to give you 165% max sanity, 44% skill efficiency, minus 50% damage taken, and the effect grants 88% skill damage when skill efficiency is 130 or more. This is absolutely cracked, and you will be able to get this from the secret letter shop, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely insane. The tolerance cost is pretty much going to require you to have that center slot piece in gold. But holy crap, that is a lot of sanity, a lot of skill efficiency, minus 50% damage taken, and 88% skill damage when skill efficiency is equal to or greater than 130 is absolutely insane, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap, is that an insane demon wedge, and I cannot wait to see this type of demon wedge for a lot of the other characters in the game, because this is absolutely cracked. Then we have Siren Wings Inspo Resolve. We know who this is for, right? Once again, max sanity, 165%, skill efficiency, 44%, minus 50% damage taken, and the effect grants 22% resolve to self and allies when max sanity is greater than or equal to 300. This is an absolute cracked demon wedge as well. And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta be honest, these demon wedges are very, very big. They are going to provide new build styles with things like this, requiring you to specifically slot your demon wedges to specific tracks, which is going to be massive. And the same with these, which are going to be very damn good. The fact that there's a lot of minus damage taken on these demon wedges is kind of interesting, because let's be real, there's not a lot of difficult content already in the game, and unless you're pushing high floors in theater, you know, 50s, and that might not be high for you, but for the average players, you know, 50s and all that might be a little bit high, you won't ever be dying to almost anything. So seeing so much minus damage taken is quite interesting. Nonetheless, I think it's also insane to see that once again we're in Psyche's world, and that's another topic of this here video. Players are mad. Some of y'all are not happy that they're dropping these demon wedges for Anemo, and you wish they would drop them for everything. But I just want to say something. So many people were already worried about more demon wedges getting added, more builds, more grinding, more yada yada yada. I understand why some people might be annoyed or upset at the fact that, yes, we are shilling Anemo quite a bit. Not only 3 theaters in a row are going to be Anemo, but now the demon wedges in this patch are also Anemo. But just see it like this. If you're not an Anemo player, if you're not someone that enjoys or plays Anemo characters, this gives you time to save your secret letters, to start grinding, to pretty much do and prepare yourself the right way, so when they drop the wedges for the characters you like, you're not cooked. Because the way I'm seeing things right now, we're going to need quite a bit of grinding to get these things going. Now, I really want to see what we need to craft these things, right? We have the blueprint and such, but it doesn't really say what we're going to need to craft these things. It says we can craft them, but what do we need for them? So the grind is going to be serious, ladies and gentlemen. I do understand where people are coming from, but I honestly don't think it's that big of a deal. And this is coming from someone that barely plays their Psyche. I'm more of a Lady Niffle main. You guys know me. But at the end of the day, I still think that these are very interesting, and this does open the window for upcoming demon wedges that are this good for every single element. I'm really curious, though, more so than anything, is why are we getting so much minus damage taken? Are we going to be getting some harder content down the line, maybe within the next, you know, 2-3 updates or something, or they're just preparing, you know, our characters? Because, bro, just between this and this, that is a massive amount of minus damage taken. That is huge. So it's just really interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And we do have the patch notes, but that's going to be a whole other video, so I don't put too much on you guys' heads up. So stay tuned for that. For now, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, drop a comment. I want to hear what you guys got to say regarding these demon wedges in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.